Hi guys, good night. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to each and every one. Remember to hit the notification bell, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. So guys, once again, thank you to each and every one who subscribed to my channel. A big thank you for your support. Thank you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, guys. So guys, I know the last time you saw me, I was addressing someone that actually made a comment on my page. Okay, so at this point in time, I have removed the comment from my page. So if anybody try to put a comment, you will not be able to put anything at this point, because the problem is with people nowadays, when you try to speak and when you try to express yourself, it's like you're supposed to shut your mouth and allow people to walk all over you. Okay, you're not entitled to say how you feel. So if somebody keep doing you wrong and you're trying to speak out loud and voice your own opinion on things, or to make your voice be heard, some people doesn't want that. Okay, so at this point in time, you won't see me come back on here addressing anyone about anything, right? So you're gonna put your comment. It's not gonna affect me, it's not gonna bother me, because at the end of the day, I know who I am. I don't have to prove myself to anyone. Okay, and nobody knows me better than how I know myself. So if anybody, you understand me, look at anyone and say, oh, I know you're this, I know you're that, you're a damn liar. You're building on assumption and assuming. Okay, so beautiful people, we're not going to study locus, and we're not going to focus on negativity. We're going to focus on nothing but positivity, positive vibes, and positive energy. And like I said before, what no longer serves you purpose, you let it go. Okay, it doesn't matter whatever it is. Whatever does not serve you purpose, learn to let it go. Let it go. Walk away from it. To walk away from toxic people, walk away from them. Whatever serves you no purpose, let go of it. Release yourself. Forgive. I am not going to say you're going to forget what people have done to you. I'm not going to tell you to forget, but learn to forgive and move on. Okay, don't walk around with no grudge. Don't walk around with no chip on your shoulder for nobody. Leave everything in God's hands. Okay, and do not worry about it. So I'm going to address something that I was actually watching the other day, right? So I was listening to this person that came up, and they were talking about God, and they were talking about people, like they're judging people and assuming. It's based on assumption. Who are you to say God does not listen to the sinners? Who are you to say God doesn't listen to sinners? Who are you to say a sinner cannot call upon God? Who are you to say a sinner cannot speak about God? Who are you to judge anyone? Remember, at the end of the day, it is the sinners that make up the church. It is the sinners, the same ones that got saved and baptized and serving and living for God. So who are you to judge anybody? What people need to stop doing nowadays is stop judging people. Stop judging people. Stop assuming. Stop build on assumption and assuming things. You are not God to judge anyone. Who are you to tell and to say a sinner cannot call upon God? God doesn't only listen to people in the church. You know, it is the sinner sometimes God move and lead them to church. You know, sometimes the sinner, the same sinner, you understand, that in the dance hall, sometimes God move them and they find themselves in a church, want to live and serve him. So who are you to say God doesn't listen to sinners? Who are you to even speak out your mouth to say a sinner cannot talk about God? You see, the problem is people love to judge too much. Stop judging, stop assuming things. Not because you're a Christian and not because you're so holy, it doesn't give you the right to judge anyone and to speak about God doesn't listen to sinners and sinners cannot call upon God. You don't know what that person is facing. You don't know what that person is going through. So allow that person to search and to seek and to listen to the words of God. Stop assuming. Stop being judgmental. We cannot get up every day and judging people like that. We cannot get up every day and keep putting down people like that. Instead, you're there talking about the person 1 minute the person a swear and 1 minute the person a cuss, and then I go talk about God. Why don't you reach out to that individual and give a listening ears and give a good word of encouragement, instead of you standing or sitting there watching the person and being judgmental? Don't you know, sometimes people going through things, they're going through their moments. It's okay to reach out to that individual and try to give them good words, uplift them, uplift their spirit. Instead, you're going to talk about if the person cursing or if the person not living upright or whatever the case. You, as the holy person or the Christian person, you don't think it's the right way for you to try to reach out to that individual and try to listen and give them good words of upliftment. Instead, you're going to talk about the person should not be speaking about God. Who are you? Who are you to come out and say something like that? Who are you to judge anybody? Who are you? Sometimes we come out and we're quick to put people down, and at the end of the day we don't even see our own self. We don't even see our own self, ask or if we look deep within ourselves to see if we ourselves living upright. So I just want to come out and address that, because I'm totally not in agreement with that. It doesn't matter whether the person want to come out and cuss and go on. Leave them, make them curse and go on to suit themselves. You understand me? Allow them to let out whatever them have inside. Because sometimes the person just probably fed up, sick and tired. You understand me? Of certain things. So instead, you're there speaking bad and saying the person shouldn't even be talking about God after them done cursing or whatever the case. You should do, as a upright Christian, you say you is, reach out to that person and say to the individual, I saw such and such, let us talk a little and uplift the person. Man, we're too quick to judge people too much. We too quick for base or own instinct upon assumption. An assumption at times gets us in trouble. Because sometimes we start to assume and think the person is this person and this type of person. And pity if you only get to learn to know that individual inside and out, you will see the type of person they are. You're there speaking and assuming. Are you living upright? Are you living upright? Suppose that person should come out and ask you the question, are you living upright? This is the way you say you is a true born Christian. These are the things that break sinners. You break them. They don't want to listen to nothing what Christian people have to say to them, because we're too quick for judge. Reach out. Or if you don't want to reach out, just listen and just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. You don't know that individual. You don't know that person. You only see a person come up and the person a curse because of whatever the circumstances is. Allow that person to vent. Allow that individual to let out how them feel. Some people express themselves in so many different ways. Some people express themselves by cursing. Some people have to let it out because their head can't take it, their brain can't take it. So them have to let out how them feel, the anger and the frustration based on whatever the circumstances is. Allow them to vent. They are human. You have 7 minds and 7 different way of thinking. Now everybody think the same way. You might not come out and curse if somebody do you something. You might not do it. And like I said, everybody is different in their own ways. So I'm very, very sorry. I cannot give you the right upon that, what you did. As a Christian, you say you is. As an upright Christian, you say you is. I cannot side with that when you're being judgmental to others. And then you come out and you're speaking about, oh, people not supposed to come out and talk about God in those kind of way after they finish cursing. Or who are you? Who are you? Who are you to even come out with something like that? Remember, at the end of the day, you were once a sinner, and you probably you usually cuss too. So not because you're in you adorn yourself or you're in the church or whatever, and you say you're a Christian and you're living upright. Come on. Stop for a second and think. People have feelings. You have a lot of people that go around and provoke people, You have a lot of miserable people. You ever hear this? Misery like you understand me, like their own company or whatever the way it want go. You understand me? You have some miserable people. So if they're miserable, them see it fit to find misery in other people, for make other people life a living hell. You understand? So you don't know circumstances. You don't know that frustration that person have. You don't know how much that individual can take. You don't know what that individual has been going through. So if the individual want to come out and vent and curse in their own way to release them stress, release the tension from them, allow them to release themselves. Instead you're there watching, and then after you're gone on your platform and you're gone to talk about people not supposed to be whatever, and then talking about God. Who are you to judge anybody? Who are you? The time that you take and sitting there watching and listening, if you were listening, you would try to make sense out of nonsense and see how frustrated that individual is, and listening to whatever the complaint is that person is, the message of complaint that person is trying to put across. You would try to reach out to that individual and give a little word of encouragement. Sometimes that's all people need, a word of encouragement. Instead, we be judgmental, and we quick to assume, and we quick to talk things that we don't even know. So mom, on that one, I cannot agree with that one. I cannot agree with that. You did. I cannot agree on that. And as a true Christian and a woman of God that people look up to, you understand me, I never expect you should come and speak like that. I will more look to it that you would have reached out to that individual and give a word of encouragement, a word of wisdom, and a word of upliftment. Instead, you're there watching, assuming, and gravitating to nothing but assumption. And then you come and you put it in your own words, being judgmental. A sinner is all it takes to build up a church. We're quick to judge too much. We're quick to assume too much and behave as if we know the individual more than how the individual know themselves. Would you like somebody to come and tell you about yourself, that you're this and you're that, when deep within you know you're not that type of person that person is trying to portray you to be? And this is what we often do to people. We try to maul and to scar people. Integrity. So I am here speaking in general. I am not here to bash anybody, and as I said, I use my platform for positive speaking. You might not agree with what I am saying, but this is my perspective and this is my opinion. This is how I see things. We judge people too much. Judge too much. The time we take we judge people, and when you start judging people, you start to lie on people. The time we take start judging people, get to know that person. You'll be surprised what you have in your head and how you think about that individual is totally the opposite. And not because at times you hear how a person speak about an individual, you're going to start to form your own assumption and judgment and be judgmental, because you don't know when you're listening to assumption from a next person about another person. You don't know what vendetta that individual have against that person. You don't know what they have up their sleeve against that person. So please, I am not in agreement with your mom. I am not in agreement with you. If the person feel to curse and to express themselves and let out how them feel based on the situation at hand with them, allow them to vent. And if at the end of the day they want to repent, and at the end of the day they want to speak and call upon God, allow them to speak and call upon God. Who are you to judge anyone? Who are you to say a sinner cannot speak about God? Did God tell you that? Did you see that written in the Bible, that a sinner cannot speak about God or call upon God? We have to be more lenient and more caring towards other people and stop being judgmental. Nobody knows say you can't go on other people's platform or listen to whatever a person want to say or whatever a person want to do. You're free. But then when you start to assume, and then you come and you start to speak is spooky, you on assumption. Where in the Bible did the Bible say a sinner cannot talk about God or a sinner cannot call upon God? Where did it say in the Bible? So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for the love, the likes, and the support. Guys, remember to hit the notification bell. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, guys. Let's try to share the channel. Guys, please make this channel be nothing of positivity, positive vibes, positive energy, because that's what we are dealing with on this channel. We are not here to deal with no negativity, no locus. We're not focusing on negative and toxic people. At this point, you will be blocked, completely blocked. And I always say, if you do not like me, you do not like what I am saying or my topics, you can unfollow me. Because I speak nothing but positivity at this point in time. And it's like I said, it's not going to be in agreement at times with you, but this is my perspective on things, how I see things. So let us be mindful and let us be more lenient towards others. Let us be more caring towards others. Let us stop quick to jump to assumption and assuming things. Let us try our best to give an helping hand or to listen more tentatively and, try to be more positive to that individual. If you think whatever is coming from that individual mouth is nothing but negativity, you can reach out to that individual and put some positivity, shed some positive words to that individual. You don't know how much that will be such of a big help to that person, because you might not know how damper their spirit is based on circumstances, based on situation that causes them to act in certain way. So guys, please be mindful and remember, if you can help somebody along the way, guys, please help. Please be a good Samaritan, because there's a lot of people today in this world that really and truly need help along the way. Even if it's with little food, even if it's with, little clothes, even if it's, there's a job out there or something, and you see you can help somebody along the way, please help. Because remember, we are still in COVID time. Not because you don't hear the word COVID so much anymore, it is still present, it is still affecting us. And now there's another one that came out just the other day called the monkeypox. You understand me? So each day it is something new, some new variant coming out. So guys, please help somebody, because some people are still affected by the COVID. Some people are still not even working due to the COVID. But if you can help somebody, please do. Okay? So thank you to each and every one. Thank you so much for allowing me to shed my light. You understand me? And this is, like I said, this is nothing but my perspective. This is how I see things. And like I said, we need to stop judging people. Stop judge people. Stop assuming as if you know the person more than how you know that individual. Stop it. Be more careful of the things that you say or the things that you gravitate towards. Have a little love in your heart. The problem is that we don't have love inside of us. It's always about us, but we cannot see the other person behind. We cannot see what the other person is going through. Just show a little bit of compassion. Show a little bit of compassion. Nobody now say yeah everybody you feel love and like. Not everybody you go love and like. But stop assuming things. Stop being judgmental about other people. Stop talking things that you do not know. So guys, have a blessed night. Have a blessed night, and remember to hit the notification bell. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend. And I'm going to leave it here tonight. Stop being judgmental towards other people. The world doesn't revolve around you alone. There's other